The word ain't can be used to mean am not, is not, are not, have not, has not, and sometimes even do not, does not, and did not. However, you've probably heard people say that using ain't is bad grammar, and you might be wondering whether or not you should use it. That's why today we're talking about how and when we use ain't, how it sounds when we use ain't, and whether or not you should use ain't. Also, for anyone who is new here, I'm Teacher Mike, and I make videos to help adults like you learn real English that you can use in your daily life. I have new videos like this one every Sunday, as well as a live lesson every Tuesday. So if you're interested in improving your English, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So, the first thing that we need to understand about ain't is that it's non-standard, which basically just means that it's not correct in formal English. And this means that you generally shouldn't use it in things like academic writing, legal writing, business emails, job interviews, or customer service. However, it is used in informal conversation by millions of people all around the world. Speakers of some dialects use it all the time, and speakers of other dialects don't use it at all. For example, in the US, ain't is generally more common among African Americans and people who live in or come from the South. However, many people, if they hear you use this word, might assume that you are from a lower socioeconomic class or are less educated. This is why, although I do use this word, in general, I don't recommend that English learners use it. English learners usually want to impress people with their grammar, and using ain't tends to do the opposite. But if you live somewhere where it's obviously normal to use it because you hear everyone else using it every day, then yeah, go ahead and use it. And now let's look at some examples. She ain't here yet. In this one, ain't means isn't. He ain't gonna be happy. In this one, ain't also means isn't. We ain't gonna do anything. In this one, ain't means aren't. He ain't said anything. In this one, ain't means hasn't. You ain't gotta do all that. In this one, ain't got to means don't got to, which is a non-standard way of saying don't have to. Another thing that I want you to be aware of is that you'll often hear ain't with double negatives and incorrect verb forms. For example, instead of we ain't gonna do anything, you might hear we ain't gonna do nothing. Or instead of he ain't said anything, you might hear he ain't say anything. And this is because ain't is often used in dialects where people also don't follow those rules as strictly as other English speakers might. So again, there's nothing wrong with using ain't, but you shouldn't use it in formal situations, and I don't recommend using it if your goal is to impress other people with your grammar. And if you want to use it, just listen to the other people around you first. If they use it, then yeah, go ahead and use it. And if they don't use it, you can also still use it. Just remember that some people think it sounds bad.